Have you ever wondered what it takes to take a simple idea and transform it into a life-changing journey? For me, it all started with a tiny seed, literally. Today, I'm sharing my story of how I got into microgreens, why they became such a huge part of my life, and how they can transform yours too. So let's dive in and stick till the end because I have a free gift for you. Hey Microgreen Thumbs, I'm Connor Hebel with Amelia Island Microgreens, your go-to place for everything microgreens. Before I became passionate about microgreens, I was just like anyone else, searching for a way to make a difference in my life and that of the world around me. My whole life, I have had genetic health challenges, and when I was 7 years old, my health took a serious turn. I couldn't go outside, my stomach was in constant pain, and even wearing clothes was a struggle because my gut was so out of whack. A thermography scan, which shows the inflammation in your body, showed that my body was battling extreme inflammation, worse than they had ever seen in any adult, and I was 7 at the time. They thought for sure I had cancer. At that moment, I knew we had to take a different approach. Unfortunately, my parents believed that food is medicine and went the holistic medicine route. And because otherwise I would have gotten loaded up on drugs, and there's a good chance I wouldn't be doing as well as I am today. Unfortunately, there are some of my friends who have passed away who have similar stuff that I do. It's a very serious thing. So I went on a gut repair diet and I started growing microgreens. I really took on that saying of let food be thy medicine. And because I was growing and eating microgreens, I was really getting the nutrition and fresh live food that I needed at the time, that my body needed. And one of the big reasons why microgreens were so vital for this stage in my life is because they're 40% more nutrient dense than your mature vegetables. So they were super nutrient packed in a time when I needed the most nutrition. And on top of that, they're high in vitamins, phytonutrients, they have magnesium, calcium, all sorts of things that you want in your diet. And it's live, which is incredible because a lot of our produce in the store, it's been shipped weeks, maybe months before we get it. So to have something that you just cut and eat is super important because we don't get that anymore, and it makes a huge difference in our lives. And the other thing is, it was shocking that I was able to grow food because if I tried gardening at this point in my life, I would not have been able to. And the reason is that my joints were so achy, I would not have been able to pull weeds. And so to be able to have something that just sits right on my kitchen countertop, and all I have to do is lift the tray up, put a cup of water in, and put that back down, and in 7 days I have food, that was exactly what I needed, and it changed my life. It's not often you get food that takes 7 days to grow, so that was just such an incredible thing for me. And within 8 months, I did a second thermography scan, and it was like night and day. It was completely different. I could see that my body was healing. The inflammation was starting to go back down to normal. And here's the interesting thing about this. I wasn't feeling any better. In fact, I thought, like many people do when they're on a diet, I've tried everything and nothing's working. It did not feel like it was working. And so when we saw that thermography scan, I said, well, I don't feel any better. And when I said that, my doctor looked at me and said, you heal before you feel. If you're ever at a point where you're doing a new diet and it feels like it's been months and nothing's changed, you heal before you feel. We have a short-term memory, and so it's very great when you have a broken arm that you forget what happened. But when you're looking at the improvements of a diet or a new program, just remember, you started out worse than you remember. And that's why keeping a journal or a log can be very beneficial in remembering where you were to where you are now. So you heal before you feel. Microgreens had become more than just a food. They were now a lifeline. So fast forward to when COVID hit and the produce got super funky, I was feeling better and I saw that the world was not. I noticed how uncertain everything felt, especially when it came to health and food security. While I was feeling better, I saw that many others were struggling. That's when I realized I had something powerful that I needed to share. At age 14, I started Amelia Island Microgreens to empower people to grow their own health. I wanted to show that no matter where you are in life, you can take simple steps to improve your well-being, starting with just a handful of seeds and a little curiosity. My journey with microgreens taught me something incredible. Small changes can lead to massive transformations. Whether you're looking to improve your health, elevate your meals, or just try something new, microgreens are the perfect place to start. And the interesting thing about when I started Amelia Island Microgreens, it was my little homeschool project that I did. So I created a little kit, and it was very simplistic. I had seeds, I had the soil, I had the tray, and there was a little local vendor market that I went to. People would come up because the little pucks I had looked like hamburger patties. The seed packets looked like cheese, so people would think that I was selling like hamburgers and cheese. And so they were so confused when I came up. And it's funny looking back on like how much I've grown, because it's so much different what we have now. A really cool thing that happened recently, I got a grant from FedEx to remove 98% of my single-use plastics from my tray. And that is why I have an amazing box like this. It's to remove 98% of the single-use plastics, and I can tell you more about microgreens. So if you look on the back, you can see some people who have tried microgreens and also our story. And so this talks a bit about what I've talked about today. And you can see you deserve thriving, effortless, and efficient. And then, oh yeah, here's a cool one. It's as easy as hydrating, planting, growing, and enjoying your microgreens. So it's so cool to be able to now have a box like this and to be able to inspire more people to grow microgreens. I like to say you may not have a green thumb, but you have a microgreen thumb. When I was 7, I wasn't able to create a big, massive garden to be able to eat healthier or better because I could barely get out of the house. My joints would have ached from weeding. And so I needed something small that I could do right at home. And that's where microgreens came in. I could put them right on my kitchen countertop, and it was just a very little amount of maintenance. It was just lifting the 2 trays, putting a cup of water in, and putting that back down. And that allowed me to be able to grow my own food when I could barely take care of myself. It was such a simple, easy thing. And there's something about watching a plant grow that just really changes your life. It's almost indescribable. It's kind of like having a dog, or I'm sure like having kids, just that watching something grow and something that you've cultivated, that you've been there since day one to support. It really is such a powerful experience. And especially if you have health challenges or mental health challenges, being able to grow your own food and easily grow your own food is such a powerful thing. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to inspire so many amazing people to grow their own food. What's been your biggest takeaway so far from hearing my story? Are you in that place of getting your health on track and figuring out what you need to do? Are you looking for some fun project to do with your friends or family? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what your stories are. It's always amazing to hear from all of you, and I read all of my comments. And since you're here, I want to just thank you for listening to my story and for supporting me through all these years. If you're ready to explore the world of microgreens, head over to AmeliaIslandMicrogreens.com/101 to get a free microgreen masterclass. It's packed with everything you need to know to grow your own nutrient-rich greens and start your journey towards better health. I've been growing microgreens for 12 years now, and so I added everything that I know about microgreens into this course to make it easy, fun, and comprehensible for you to be able to start growing your microgreens right at home. Looking back, I never imagined that something as small as microgreens could have such a big impact. They've changed my life, and I'm passionate about helping others experience that same transformation. If I can do it, then you can do it too. And I'm super excited to say that I just launched my first book, Let's Get Growing by Connor Hebel, a teen's guide to entrepreneurial success. So for any of you who are starting your own business or who are looking to learn more about the next steps in entrepreneurial success, check it out. It's everything that I've learned from being an entrepreneur since I was age 4, with some fun stories, including some of my lessons I've learned through having health challenges. One of the big takeaways being that with every challenge comes a seed of equal or greater opportunity. That was something that really changed my life, because I knew that even through the toughest of times, there was a reason, a purpose that I was going through that. And even though I don't want to experience it again, I believe that it really helped strengthen who I am today. I've had many people reach out saying that the book has really changed their life, and especially has helped their business grow and move past that stage. Like, a lot of times we get into these glass ceilings that we can't break through by ourselves. Having a book that helps you move forward in your business can inspire you to go to the next one and the next one and the next one. and keep growing and expanding. And so that's why in every chapter, I have actionable items that you can take away and that can inspire you. And regardless of whether you have your own business or you just want to improve your life, reading Let's Get Growing can really make a difference. It's a great book for self-reflection and for moving forward. If you're interested in learning more, check it out at my Amazon link that's right down in the description below. And I really appreciate all of your support. It means a lot, especially coming from a teen-owned business where I was just starting and it was just more of like a fun project that has turned into a passion and a business. And I am so happy that I'm able to be here for you all. And so thank you so much for watching and letting me share my story. If you've had similar experiences or are just starting your journey with microgreens, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you never miss a video. And once again, if you're ready to take the next step, visit AmeliaIslandMicrogreens.com/101 to join my Microgreens 101 Masterclass. Let's grow together. And remember, even the smallest seeds create the biggest change. Stay curious, keep growing, and I'll see you next time. As always, stay awesome.